Hey Aaron, this is a response to your Gaymer video, and I want to first thank you for putting this online. I can only imagine how important it is to have visible people in the community for anyone else out there who may feel particularly alone in this hobby or in life in general. Kind of like the It Gets Better project, it's great to have people out there willing to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and like you, we're not alone. But on a personal note, I want to add to that. This is probably the video that I've seen from the RPG community that takes the most courage. Because unlike the It Gets Better project, you didn't know, I'm certain, as you put that online, what kind of response you would get. And I very much hope that there is no negative responses at all, and if there are any, that this video response beats any of them to the punch, because you have done something absolutely fantastic, and I want to commend you for that. Great dice box, by the way. Now on to your questions. So you asked if we have experience playing gay characters. And admittedly, I do not. I don't recall it anyway. I don't think I'd have a problem doing that. I have played some characters that were very much outside of my personal comfort zone, and I have no problem doing that to a certain point. And I don't think I'd have a problem doing it. It just hasn't come up yet. Although I'm sure sooner or later it will. Maybe in a fiasco session I will just look down at the cards in front of me and go, well, I know who this person is. And I hope in that moment that I am not playing any kind of a stereotype. I just would want to represent that as a character who was a full and complete person who was just happened to be gay. Gay players, yes, I've played with gay players. It made no difference at all in the game. They were just another person at the table. I think that the gaming groups that I am willing to be a part of are the ones that treat people like humans. So there's not really any type of an issue that comes up there for me. With regards to how the general RPG community deals with this, I'd like to think that in general we're getting better, but I think that's just that we're getting older and we're kind of maturing as a group. Certainly in younger groups there are a lot of gay jokes. That's just the way things are. That's just how young boys tend to be. They aren't very comfortable in their own sexuality, and this is a way of them dealing with it in some way. And I think whenever gay and lesbian characters come up, it's more likely to be a character played by a male player who happens to be a female lesbian, which really, that's not usually making any progress whatsoever. The last note I want to bring up, I was glad you brought up BioWare, because they're an excellent example, because they have unapologetically put gay content in their game without a switch to say, no, I don't want to see this. They went through a little bit of a problem. I don't even want to say a problem. They went through a speed bump in Dragon Age 2, where there was, you may have heard of it, the Million Moms protested them, and 3 points about that. One, there's more like, I think, 40,000. It's not really a million of them. The second one is that they are, I believe, just an arm of a hate organization in the US. And 3, it was probably just good publicity, because they're not really the target audience for BioWare anyway, so their hatred is just making headlines that sells the game better. This makes me think that the gaming community in general is fairly accepting, because we don't pitch a fit whenever there's gay content in video games that are sold to millions of people. They still sell well, and I have never heard anybody in person complain about that sort of content, although I'm sure if I looked on the internet I'd find it. And in my gaming tables, I have seen people of all walks of life, and I've not seen judgment come up. So really, I'd like to think that we are doing pretty well. I know that there's going to be exceptions, and I know the 14-year-olds out there are probably not really the best environment for the perhaps closeted and rather shy gay youth who might be really bothered by hearing all these jokes come out at the table. But kids are kids, they'll grow up. Anyway, thanks again for making a fantastic video, and I look forward to seeing what else you produce in the future.